I want to start with this. The fan, first of all, it bothers me to no end. And I've said this before, is you have to be held to a higher standard if you are an owner, if you are a general manager. This guy, Marc Stevens, is a part owner, I don't know what percent, of the Warriors. He pushes Kyle Lowry. It's a real push. The Warriors have banned him from the rest of the finals. What do you make of this incident?
That's it? Just the rest of the finals?
That's it.
I mean, we get fined for technical fouls. I mean, as players. We get fined for tossing our mouthpiece. We get fined for tossing the ball or whatever the case may be. We get fined for even making gestures at fans. And so you just tell me he just get banned for the rest of the finals? I think that's ridiculous. Like, I think he should be banned for at least a year and he should be fined $1 million. I'm pretty sure he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
I think he's worth $1 billion.
Okay, well, he should be fined $1 million. Like, this is, I mean, like, you know, this is not a zoo. Like, we're not animals. Like, we're human beings. So this is uncalled for.
You know what I said, Kendrick? I took a lot of heat for this. Probably the most hate mail I've ever received in my life. The Malice in the Palace. I took the side of the players, Ron Artest. He was Ron then. I think he was Meta World Peace later.
Right.
And I said, time out. A hockey player is protected by glass. Football and baseball by walls. Golf by rope. I am sitting in an arena as a basketball player, and people can breathe on me. If you don't think my first instinct, if somebody throws stuff at me, is to fight back. It's like the old saying about lions, the fear, flight or fear. You either run or you get into a fight. You never back somebody that's big and strong into a corner.
Right.
And guys are throwing stuff at all the Pacers, and I'm like, yeah, I'd be scared out of my gourd. I'd throw a haymaker at a fan too. This could have escalated like, what if Kyle Lowry is not a veteran? He's a second-year player. He's got a little bit of a temper.
Right.
You got yourself a nightmare.
Right, and I'm glad he handled it the right way. I absolutely applaud it. But it's just like, you know, for like celebrities or even like myself. I'm not saying I'm on that type of level, but you know, mentally you have to prepare yourself for certain things. So I know when I'm going out in the public, it may be some people that may say, hey, Perk, can I get a picture? Or it may be somebody that may say something crazy to me. I'm mentally prepared for this. When you come into a game and you're sitting courtside, you have to be mentally prepared that a guy might dive on you or, you know, a ball may hit you in the face or, you know, or whatever the case may be. But, I mean, like, this is unacceptable to the max. And I mean, just like...
By the way, you were critical of Drake. Let's talk about that. You were somebody that didn't love the whole Drake thing in Toronto.
Right. And see, the crazy thing is that, like, you know, it's cool right now because Drake is cool with Draymond. They're friends.
Right.
Drake and Kevin Durant are friends. Drake and Stephen Curry are friends. I don't know Drake. So he don't know me. Like, I don't care about him. He don't care about me. He don't pay bills at my house, and I don't pay bills at his house.
So you didn't like his nonsense?
No, I didn't like his nonsense. And first of all, I wasn't even talking to him. I was messing with one of my fellow teammates in Serge Ibaka, and he just butted in, which I don't mind trash talking, but it's a level of respect. And, like, you know, at the end of the day, I'm a grown man married with 4 kids. So I'm not gonna tolerate no disrespect from no man, period, point blank. I don't care who you are, because I'm not gonna disrespect no man anyway.
You know, I think I've never had a guest in the history of my show who I agree with everything on, except you.
Well, I appreciate it, Colin.
I grew up in a fishing village. You fish every day in Houston. Only 2 snapper, you get fined.
Yeah, you get fined. The game warden don't play, or you might get taken to jail.
That's great. Okay, so let me move to this. Steph was great last night, but I'm watching that game, and here's what I'm thinking, Perk. I'm watching that, and I'm thinking, if I'm Steph Curry and that game's over, I walk over to KD and go, I scored 47. It doesn't mean crap. Because if you don't win games in this league, nobody gives a rip about your stats.
Absolutely.
And KD, you go to New York, and Kyrie, you go to Brooklyn. But I sat and watched that game, and I'm like, this is one of the greatest performances ever. It doesn't mean anything.
It don't. And I said this yesterday. I was like, it was the most meaningless 47 points that I ever seen. I was at the game, and but he missed last night. I'm going to tell you what happened with Steph. Not only did he miss KD, he missed Klay Thompson. Because now, you have to put up 47 points, but you're also, now Kyle Lowry gets loose because now you have to guard him. There's no more, I'm going to be able to hide Steph and Clay, you go guard Kyle Lowry. No. Or Clay, you go guard somebody. No. Kyle Lowry was able to get loose, and Steph had to defend, which he put up some great numbers last night as far as points-wise, but, it was a meaningless 47 points because it had zero impact on the game.
By the way, it almost felt like Golden State said, listen, we're going to give up game 3. But we're going to get everybody healthy for 4. You don't love that?
No, I don't, because to me, that's disrespecting the Raptors. And I think us as basketball fans and basketball gurus that we need to respect Toronto Raptors. They are really good. They swept Golden State in the season, and they have a really good team. Now, Golden State haven't proven to nobody that they could beat this team in good fashion.
They played 5 times. Toronto's won 4.
Right.
And by the way, the win for Golden State, Toronto had a chance to win.
Exactly. So now you put a lot of pressure. Like yesterday was a must-win situation for the Raptors. So game 4 is a must-win situation for Golden State. A must-win. So now you hear that KD's practicing today, right? If he's 60%, he needs to play. Because, this Toronto Raptors team is really, really good.
Yeah, what I saw last night, Gasol, Pascal, Ibaka. Listen, Golden State likes to play small.
Right.
But the problem is Siakam runs the court for a big.
Yes.
And Ibaka runs the court for a big.
Absolutely.
Toronto last night got a lot of easy looks. Outside of Steph Curry, Golden State did not get a lot of easy looks. Toronto's length is an issue in this series.
It's an issue, and I said this before game 1. I said the unsung heroes that's going to be in this series is not the guard play. It's going to be the big man. If you look at game 1, Gasol had a monster game, right? Him and Serge played exceptionally well. The Raptors win the game. You look at game 2, Boogie Cousins
and Bogut
flat out outplayed both of them. Golden State get the win. You look at game 3 yesterday, DeMarcus Cousins was absolutely a no-show. They completely took him out the game yesterday.
And Gasol was great.
And Gasol was great. And Serge had 6 blocks, impacted the game. Siakam started the game, which was in great fashion. And, Golden State, not only are they missing KD and Klay Thompson, they're missing Looney. And you have to respect this Toronto team. I always have problems pronouncing his name, but it's Masai Ujiri.
Yeah.
You have to give him a lot of credit for the moves that he made in the offseason. One, he got Kawhi Leonard, then he got Marc Gasol.
At the trading deadline, by the way, gave up some depth to get Gasol, and by the way, got Kawhi, who many thought's a rental.
Right.
And fired Dwayne Casey, who won Coach of the Year.
Well, but listen, now I'm going to get to that point. I love Dwayne Casey, but let's think about this. Last year, Siakam probably played 10 minutes a game, okay? Under Nick Nurse, Siakam is most improved player of the year.
In the league.
So you have to give credit to Masai because he made great moves where everybody was like, wow, hold on, he's wrong for firing Dwayne Casey. But now you look at it, okay, Nick Nurse, I'm rolling with Siakam. And then
change the culture. Sometimes the veteran coach is very reluctant to play younger guys.
Right.
Nick Nurse, who's been with the G League, got a bunch of young guys. He put his arms around the young guy.
Nick Nurse has done a lot. To give him credit, he's done a lot. I never seen a coach. Usually in the NBA, you make adjustments at halftime. He made an in-game adjustment in Game 2, although they lost, to do a boxing 1 on Steph Curry. And guess what happened? Toronto had 8 to 9. They had 8 to 9 straight defensive stops in Game 2.
Curry didn't score in the 4th.
That's what I'm saying.
After the boxing 1, he didn't score.
So it worked. And I'm telling you. And now I went to Game 1 and Game 2 in Toronto, and I done been to 5 NBA Finals, and I never seen nothing like this in my life. The way Toronto was lit. Like it was literally, I call it was off the chain. Like I never seen it. Like
the city,
those fans was unbelievable. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I know Kawhi is coming up for free agency, and all these speculations of him leaving. But
would you leave?
No, because for the simple fact that you could go to a team that's represented by a city, but this team is represented by a country. So this guy actually he can actually make more money. We talk about bigger markets. Toronto is a big market because they're a country. Like, they're surrounded by a whole country. So
Coach, Kawhi could be the biggest star, the biggest professional athlete in the country.
In the country.
He would not be the biggest
city.
star in Los Angeles.
Exactly. And I mean, it's hard for I don't see why would he leave. I'm telling you, I don't see why.
It's great. Well, we have to have you leave, and we regret it because we love when you come. Kendrick Perkins, good seeing you, Perk.
Well, thanks for having me.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.